Hello everyone and welcome to Eve's Tarot. Today I'm going to do a general reading for the month of March 2017. And we're just going to do a general reading, see what kind of messages come through. I'm going to use this deck for the general message, and then I'm going to use this mini Morgan Greer deck for clarifiers, and then I'm gonna do the past life oracle deck as a final message when we're done. So I'm gonna shuffle my cards, and I already pre-shuffled before I started the video, but I'm just gonna shuffle for the sake of the viewers. And this is just for a general message for the month of March 2017. Let's see what comes through. Okay. So this month is a month of meditating and letting things fall into place. It looks like there's been some confusion as to which path to take. We've definitely been questioning our belief systems, our values, trying to be true to ourselves. Yeah, and leaving things behind. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we do have the Eight of Swords, which is feeling sometimes helpless. It's a feeling of helplessness, but it's mostly due to our beliefs. Sometimes we refuse to look outside the box and see what's right in front of us. Sometimes we're just too into what's going on in our heads that we don't see what's actually outside of us, and how easier it could be if we just do things a little bit different. I mean, sometimes we get so caught up in trying to do something the way we think we're supposed to do it, or how we've already decided that we're going to do things. So we become stubborn in our beliefs, even though it's almost making it more difficult for us. So I think, according to this, it looks like you've definitely come to value yourself. You've decided that you are going to not give more than what people give you. Sometimes we just give and give and give. We want to be the people pleaser, and sometimes we don't get in return what we deserve. And I think we've come to realize that based on these cards here. Let's see. Yeah, we've definitely come to realize that we need to put ourselves first here. We're definitely in a place of moving on from whatever doesn't bring us peace. But it looks like things are a little slow in March. We're actually gathering our thoughts. We've come to a great realization and mental clarity, and we're meditating on our newfound knowledge and it's gonna work out in our favor. It looks like things are gonna fall into place on their own, but we gotta be patient about it. And that's this month. It's like right this month you just gotta be patient because everything's gonna fall into place on its own. You just gotta let things happen on their own, so you can't force them. It's definitely time to get in touch with your inner self. Getting in touch with your inner self and moving forward with self-confidence and self-trust so that you can enjoy yourself and have that stability. So let's get some clarifiers here with this Morgan Greer deck here. And I'm going to clarify a couple of the cards here. See what else they want to say. So I'm going to clarify this Justice card over here, which is where we're coming from. And I'm going to do one card, maybe two for that Justice card. See what it wants to say. Okay. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. It is similar to what I had said earlier. I said that we've come to a realization where we need to receive as much as we give out. It looks like maybe somebody took something from you. Maybe some harsh things were said and you just decided to move on, not let it sabotage you. It was painful, but you're moving on and learning that it's a give and take situation. It's not all about you giving and not receiving back. And you still look back and think about it, but you know that if you move on, you are gonna find what you're looking for. Let's look at this card over here. It's a Seven of Cups. One or two cards for this one also. Okay, we got the Nine of Swords. Okay, yeah, so it looks like you've definitely been thinking a lot about what occurred. You've been emotionally drained and confused, but you know that you gotta take some time to yourself and just meditate on it. Because you have realized it's not like you don't know why things happen the way they happen. You know why they happen and you know what you deserve, and you moved on even though it was painful. And I think that through this process you learned a lot about yourself, about who you are, what you want, and what path you want to take. And it may have been painful, but you know who you are. So now you're just meditating on that, letting the dust settle so that you can move on. And so here, let's clarify this Fool card. See what he wants to say. I think this outcome is a lot about trust. It's about trusting yourself, trusting the path that you've chosen for yourself, and trusting that it's going to take you to greatness, to completion, to emotional completion and stability. This is really nice. Let's see what this Fool here. She's not a Fool, I mean the Fool card. Okay. 1 or 2 cards for the Fool card. Let's do, ooh, the Queen of Rods and the Star. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a card about coming full circle to realizing who you are. You're this highly intuitive, creative, passionate person that's gotta go out and pursue her own endeavors. You know, this Star card is saying that yes, it was a difficult road, but you're coming finally to a peaceful place in your life. And it was all for a higher purpose, to bring you to who you really are. It was a catalyst for your transformation. And you've done really good. I mean, you wound up with the High Priestess and the Fool card, which is a person who is fully aware of her inner self and confident in it. You've gone from here just being overly emotional maybe, to fully aware of who you are. This is very good. So March overall, it looks like it's a month of assessment of your lessons learned, and just healing and meditating and being in touch with your inner self. It's going to be a very calm month, it looks like. But you're doing really well. Things are turning out for the better. Let's see, what else? It looks like you are aiming for emotional completion, happiness, family life. And your choices, even though they weren't easy, they're going to lead you towards even more than you expected. Not just emotional completion, but financial security also, because you were true to what your beliefs were and moved on to that. That's nice. So let's finish up this reading with this past life oracle deck. See what the final message in here is. I like this reading. It says that you're basically at the end of the tunnel. You're coming out of the dark tunnel that you just had to go through. It's nice. Okay, one last card from the past life oracle deck. See what this oracle deck wants to say to you for the month of March 2017. Okay then. Transformation. Oh my goodness, and it's a train. Didn't I just say crossing or getting out of that long dark tunnel. And here's the train, the choo-choo train. Funny. Transportation. So this looks like moving on to me, but let's see what the booklet has to say. Transformation. Okay, transformation says, this card signifies that you had intense experiences involving transportation in a prior lifetime. This is especially true if you presently have phobias related to airplanes, cars, and so on. And these fears don't dissipate as a result of getting traditional counseling or hypnotherapy. In those cases, you likely suffered a traumatic past life event in some type of vehicle, which has caused you to lose trust in it. You may have been involved in the invention of a form of transportation or related technology, and that knowledge wants to serve you in this lifetime. This includes those who lived during the time of Atlantis, and transportation was fueled by solar and crystal power. Your life purpose may involve reawakening the knowledge of alternative modes of transportation, which could be environmentally beneficial to our world at this time. So yeah, that's the message for that card. But at the same time, I'm gonna add to that. And so, and because remember when I said that it's, you're like going through, finally escaping that tunnel. It's like the recent past, you've probably felt like you were in a dark tunnel, you know, transporting yourself in a dark tunnel and not being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's probably what it felt like, you know, all these lessons learned, that finally you're coming out of it. So this is transportation, could also mean moving on, even in a past lifetime, even if the whole vehicle thing doesn't apply, it could, you know, I'm not that familiar with past lifetimes, but information or knowledge. But metaphorically speaking, it's also about movement, right? Moving on. Sometimes we hold on to things for so long that we do carry those throughout our lifetimes, and maybe now is a great time to break that cycle and finally meditate and seek clarity, cut through the BS, you know, and move on, so that you don't carry these burdens in the future also. And that's why this is telling you it's time to move on. Get off the train. That sort of thing. Okay, well that's your monthly forecast for March 2017. It's a month of reflection, cutting through the BS and moving on. Starting anew with a new self-awareness. Seeking your higher purpose, goals. It's also about having faith. This could be about feeling like you've lost faith or your world has come apart, but you're healing from it and becoming a better person because of it. A more self-aware, person who's able to achieve her goals. This is the person who's a creator. This is a person who can have an idea and make something of it, and that's you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this reading, and stay tuned. I'm gonna start posting more videos more often. I hope you like this video. Take care.